feminist movement.
He's talking about people that like Kevin Samuels.
Okay.
Not even, because the feminist movement had nothing to do with Kevin Samuels.
Are you a Kevin Samuels fan?
I'm not.
Okay.
He is. He's like a fanboy.
Are you really?
Yeah, a huge fanboy.
Okay. What do you like about him?
Me?
Yeah.
Or what did you? R.I.P. Kevin Samuels.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
I respected his honesty for one. You know what I mean? One thing he said is that when there's a burning building, you're not able to just whisper to people. You know what I mean? Hey, get out the building. You gotta yell that shit sometimes. And because I'm very passive, I don't like to be yelled at, but it's good. Sometimes you need to be yelled at. Sometimes you need to know the urgency of a situation. You know what I mean?
What does that mean in relationships, though, for you? Like, yelling, like I want to.
So yelling is not like, yelling is what it translates to from the fire. You're saying, yelling is sometimes
like
relationship.
How did he mention like? What's Kevin Samuels' take on that?
So I don't know if Kevin Samuels said that. Did he say that?
Not specifically
What
that.
you just
but what's
said?
Yeah.
So I'll explain.
The reason why he was so tough on people was because he's like, yo,
this is a message that needs
as Black
to be
America, yo, we gonna die alone unless we do something.
Facts. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Thank you. Thank you for
And
that.
that is dope.
It's
connected
usually
now.
not connected.
No, I'm drinking Cab Blend, so that's why it may not connect for a
it's
little
not you.
bit.
No,
Okay,
it's
thank
not
you.
Yeah, we ain't even talk about this.
Okay, yeah. Shout out to Carrot Blends. It's my guy, Chev. He makes. What should I say? Infused with the earth drinks,
With
and
the
this
earth.
is sorrel because I'm at Wagwan. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Listen to the team.
Check it out. Check it
He
out.
made sorrel for us, and so I'm sharing the libations with you guys.
For sure,
Chad.
for sure. So,
Kevin Samuels.
back to Kevin Samuels.
Yeah.
So what do you or don't you like about Kevin Samuels?
I don't like or dislike him. I just do not like his delivery. I think his message comes off. So one of my messages for myself in life was to just be aware of how I come off to other people. And so people would tell me that, you know, your message is great, but your delivery is off-putting. And so people don't even hear the message when you're like rah-rah, or you just don't deliver it in a way that's conducive to the other person receiving the message.
Sure.
Isn't it ironic because people love people on TV that are super direct
Yeah.
and real?
Yeah.
Like, I Love New York, Kevin Samuels.
I think you can still be real, but you don't have to be disrespectful, and that's the issue that I have with Kevin Samuels. I felt like he was very disrespectful to a lot of the women that were on the platform. He was like making sounds, elephant sounds when they were overweight. Like, that's just not, But he did it because it got
He
the
told
laugh.
man he had a short penis. before.
Yeah, of course he does. He's very disrespectful, but his message is appropriate. Like, for a lot of women to want a six-figure man and the man to provide and protect and do everything, and you sit pretty and you got a whole bunch of kids at home, like, what makes you, he just tells it like it is. Like,
listen,
he's not looking for you. And I'm not saying that he isn't. There are gonna be some people that are.
This is a lotus on my hand. The beautiful flower comes out of mud, so greatness is created through being put through shit.
So I agree.
Sometimes you need to be spoken down to say, yo, for real, I am in my greatness. You know what I mean?
Spoken down to, though.
Not like, I'm not talking about relationship-wise, but sometimes as men,
you need that tough love.
I mean, I guess maybe I understand. Yeah, I guess I understand. Like,
But he was talking
from a man to a woman, it
Thank
looks
you.
bad. Say it again.
Yeah, exactly. From a man to a woman, it looks bad.
Yeah.
And now you get it. I've been at it with you
But
for
he
like
wasn't-
2 years.
Nah,
you
but
now
he
get
wasn't.
it?
I wouldn't say he was talking down to. You know what I mean?
Are you insane?
I would say, yeah, he did make some funny shit up, but that, I think sometimes like that may create greatness.
So
That's
look,
what I'm
It
saying.
did create greatness. There's a whole tribe of women that are. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, girl. You go.
No, I just feel like it did create greatness. I feel like a lot of women were like, oh no, this is not what I want. By seeing it, like, I was not the biggest fan of Kevin Samuels. I listened to his message. I didn't like his delivery, but it allowed a lot of us to have that conversation amongst women saying, hey, sis, maybe we are going out of our league. Like, what are our real options? And how can we help the younger generation of women? And that's what I was going to talk about. Something
That's
that I
some
had
shit
to
Dre
unlearn.
right here.
I really had to unlearn. Like, you can't just be in your 20s. You should not be dating a guy your age, because women are just way more mature than men. Sorry, it just is. Okay, and I'm not saying all. I'm just saying in general. You know
What
is
mature though? Is mature like the achievement of the grit? Like, is that what an ultimate goal of life is? Maturity? Because what if you're mature but you're super emotional?
And I feel like
You're saying as a man?
You got to figure out
As a
that
woman.
balance. I feel like to be any of each of or on either side, there's no balance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for maturity, for me, I'm just thinking, in my 20s, I had my shit together. I was working for a company, a pharma company. I was making really good money. I had my own place, and a lot of the guys that I was dating, you know,
That
they
stuff he don't want to hear.
unfortunately went to college, but you know, they don't want to work for nobody, but they haven't figured it out yet. You know what I'm saying? So they're like trying
They want their
to
cake
get
and eat
rich
it.
quick, and little things that they did, and it was just like, I'm here paying bills. You know, you coming in, you staying with me. Like, you don't even get the concept of paying bills and like that type of maturity of living life. That's the maturity of life. Like, I need to eat, and if I spend all my money going out to eat, let me learn how to cook something. Like, I feel like that's life. You know, like those life skills in that sense. So my message, because of Kevin Samuels, to my younger sisters are, listen, you may not find, and I'm not saying that it's all men, but you may not find a guy in his 20s ready to commit, ready to settle down and have kids if that's what you're ready for. You're gonna have to go to the guys that are at that maturity level, ready to like live life, play life with you. That's how I feel. And so that was the great stuff that came out of Kevin Samuels, in my opinion. Like, I wanted to hear a guy tell me what they're looking for. I love the fact that I'm on this podcast too, because I get to hear perspectives of men, but two different men. You know what I mean? So that is a plus in my book. So I can understand you guys and play in the sandbox. You know what I'm saying?
So for me,
Polar opposite.
as it relates to Kevin Samuels, I like you agreed with a lot of his message, but I do believe that, like you said, you catch more whatever with honey than
Bees,
with
flies,
You understand what I'm
that's
saying?
true.
So,
And vinegar.
Yeah, so you know, they come up with all of these, you know, ways to explain why we should settle or deal with the bruteness that he portrayed. I think every single message that he gave that was a pertinent message could have been delivered using way more tact.
I agree.
Right? And an educated and experienced man like himself talk. So I have a bunch of issues with Kevin Samuels, right?
Okay.
One of my issues with him was, and this isn't even about Kevin Samuels, but since we're here, one of my issues with him was his delivery. I think that he was unnecessarily harsh. You can give harsh messages without being as harsh as he was.
Let me say something. real
Hold
Go
on,
ahead,
no.
go
You
ahead.
said what you had to say
Oh,
already, because
geez.
you're a fanboy, and I never said
gosh.
what I had to say.
Denied.
Additionally, I was watching another interview of Kevin Samuels, and he went on and said he's Native American, he's not black. And I said, hold up. Well, even before
This
I
is your
saw,
caveat? This is your issue with him?
no,
Okay.
no, there's a plethora. I'm listing
okay.
them.
Okay.
So one was his delivery. The second was he always talked crap about successful black women. And then one day he came on and said, you women need to listen to this white woman. And it was a white woman talking about how she's successful, all her friends are successful, and if you guys want to step to me or any of my friends, you have to come correct.
Facts.
Right? But those are the same things the black women were saying that he was dishing dirt on them for.
Okay.
So you bring a white woman on your show,
Yeah.
while you're dishing dirt on black women and get famous for it, you bring a white woman on saying the same thing and say we should listen to her. And then I see an interview with him on some other show, and he says, I'm Native American, I'm not black. And I said, hold up. So all this time, you've been talking crap about black women. you've been talking about our people, and then you go on and say I'm Native American, not black. I was just like, yo, I showed you all this stuff, did I not? Did I send you all this stuff?
The clip with the Caucasian was a recording.
What are you talking about? No, he had her on also. The one I sent you was a recording, but even if it was a recording, he brought a recording of her saying the same things black women were saying, and then saying, you black women need to listen to her. That's sus.
Can I say something?
Sure.
We have our guest. Let our guest
what you gotta say.
You sure?
Yeah.
Let me clear up my talking down statement. When I'm saying talking down, I'm talking about like in the army. You know what I'm saying? When they trying to weed out, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but when the military manipulates one of their soldiers, you know what I'm saying?
All of them.
All of them. Yeah. I was in the military, by the way.
You was?
8
Wow.
years.
Wow, that's dope.
Army.
Wow. When they want you to understand their mindset and how, we have to move to win a war. Are they speaking, hey, TJ, would you mind doing a couple of push-ups for me?
No.
How do they talk to you?
It's very stern, kind of yelling at you. However, that has changed. The military has changed.
Oh, I've heard about
this. Like back in the day, if you watch those movies like Full Metal Jacket, seeing the drill sergeant like beating on you or, yelling in your face. I think they still do it to a certain extent, but it's all mental now. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's the best way for you to lead your people, with tact. I feel like the best leaders also are really good followers. You have to understand how to kind of like mold or go in, know your role. Do your role. Go ahead.
And you can, same way parenting style, you can have some parents who are like, I'm gonna mentally talk to you until I get you to do what I want. And then you have some parents that will take out the belt.